Hi, and welcome to our online teaching, so planning. I believe you're enjoying the stay at home, the social distance, and everything. Don't forget to sanitize, wash your hands regularly. However, I call you upon to pay attention to our lesson today. I want to start a new topic, climate, that we have not covered fully last time. So here we are. I want us to talk about climate. But before you come to climate, do not forget to remind yourselves about weather. I think you recall what we mean by weather. You know the definition, the conditions of weather, the factors of weather, and all those types of weather. Because it is weather that makes up climate. So here we are, we're defining and learning more about climate. What is climate? Climate is the average weather condition of a place recorded and studied for a long period of time. Again, climate is the average weather condition of a place recorded and studied for a long period of time. When we talk about climate, you cannot talk about climate without talking about the aspects of climate, the major things that make up climate, the major things that describe climate. When you're going to talk about every type of climate, you must involve rainfall and temperature. These are the major two determinants that help us to describe and determine climate or talk about the characteristics and so on. You must either talk about rainfall or temperature in terms of describing climate. So, we continue to the climatic zones or the types. These ones can also be referred to as types of climate. They are the same as climatic zones of climate. In Uganda, we have majorly 4 types of climate or zones. We have the equatorial climate, we have the tropical climate, we have the mountain climate, and the semi-desert climate. All these regions are in Uganda, and there are factors that influence for some areas or for Uganda to have these 4 or these different types of climate. We shall look at them in the nearby future there. So I want us to talk about equatorial, majorly, this one. Equatorial climate is hot and wet throughout the year, meaning that it receives rainfall and at the same time it has high temperatures because it is heated by the sun so much. So it has both, but it doesn't have a dry season at all. It experiences high temperatures and at the same time it receives heavy rainfall. That's why we refer to it as hot and wet throughout the year. It shines and it rains throughout the year in this region. It's experienced in areas along the equator. It's experienced in areas along the equator. Only those areas that are close to the equator, they are the ones that experience this type of climate. How can we understand this type of climate? By looking at its characteristics. Here we are. I've already mentioned one. It is hot and wet throughout the year. Throughout the year, you must complete that. It receives a double rainfall maximum. What do we mean by a maximum? These are periods at which these regions receive a lot of rainfall in a year. A lot of rainfall in a year. So these 2 periods, that's between March to April and September to October. Because the equator the sun is over at the equator twice a year. That's why it influences this region to have a double rainfall maximum. It experiences rainfall throughout the year. I already mentioned that. It has high temperatures. The rainfall received is mainly convectional because of the thick vegetation that is found in this area. It influences the formation of rainfall to be convectional. We have areas which experience equatorial climate. The first one is areas around Lake Victoria. Another area that is experiencing equatorial climate in Uganda, we have the southwestern part of Uganda. It experiences the districts that are found in these areas, especially near the Lake Victoria and the southwestern part of Uganda. Most of them are here, but you can also check on your atlas and see more. We have Jinja district is around Lake Victoria, Buikwe, the same, Kagadi in the southwestern, Kiva, the southwestern, Mpiji on shores of Lake Victoria, Mukono, shores of Lake Victoria, Kalangala, is within Lake Victoria because it is an island district. Also, all these districts experience equatorial climate. Economic activities. These people in these districts, what do? They carry out crop farming. Which crops do they grow? They grow crops like coffee, maize, palm oil, like in Kalangala. They're known for growing palm oil crops or palm oil, which give us oil palm as a product. We have fishing because they're near the lakes. We've said on the shores of Lake Victoria. Tourism is a common thing. It is almost in every area as long as there are tourist attractions. Of course, the shores of Lake Victoria are tourist attraction to the people who come to see it. Mining, they carry out mining, and lumbering, where we cut trees for commercial use. Now here is a graph that shows how rainfall and temperature in this region is, especially in the equatorial region. So we have, when you carefully study the graph, you see that the temperatures are high throughout the year. As we said in the characteristics, the rainfall is also throughout the year. There is no any dry month in this table. You find that every month is receiving rainfall. And the maximum that I talked about, look at this rainfall here, and look at this one too. This is a maximum. And this one is a maximum too, because the rainfall, the amounts of rainfall are so high compared to the rest. So that's why we say it has a double rainfall maximum, and it omega happens in March and September. So in those areas, during this period of the equinox, it experiences a lot of rainfall. Now here, we shall go ahead and answer questions that are attached to this graph. They can ask which month recorded the highest temperature. You must be able to see. 25. Which month recorded the highest rainfall? You look at the graph and so on. When they tell you to calculate the temperature range, they tell you to calculate the average rainfall, you must be able to do all that. However, we shall do the calculations, but I'll give you some questions here for me to try, and I see whether you can do that. Thank you for listening.